Let's unpack this. Have you ever felt just, that flood of information, trying to figure out what actually matters, what's solid? Today we're taking a deep dive into this really profound ancient text. It contrasts human nature with God's character in a way that offers some timeless insights on, well, how we live and find real stability.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how this wisdom, specifically from Psalm 36, just lays it all out. You get this vivid contrast. On one side, it paints a picture of what happens when a heart lacks reverence, where that goes. And then on the other side, you see this description of God's love and justice, how dependable and just boundless it is. So our mission today really is to pull out those core insights. The warnings, yes, but also the promises, and then crucially connect them right to your life today. How can these truths actually strengthen your trust, your relationship with something truly enduring?
Okay, so let's start where the psalm starts. It sketches this portrait of what it calls the wicked. It kicks off pretty intensely. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of God before his eyes. And that fear of God, it's not about being scared, right? It's more like a fundamental respect, acknowledging something bigger.
Exactly. Awe, maybe.
Humility. Right. But this person, the psalm says, flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. I mean, think about that. They're so wrapped up in self-deception they can't even see how destructive they're being.
It's a blind spot.
Totally. Their words, iniquity and deceit, they've left off to be wise and to do good. And this detail really gets me. They deviseth mischief upon their bed. Even in private, quiet moments, they're plotting. And abhorreth not evil. They've lost the ability to be repulsed by wrong. It's like the moral compass is just gone.
It really is. And that's where this ancient wisdom hits hard. It's a warning about the danger when that reverence is missing. Think of reverence as respect for truth, for something beyond your own ego, for others. When that humility isn't there, it's like a vital connection is broken. Your conscience, restraint, they just fade. And that bit about flattering themselves, that's key. Self-deception isn't just a small thing. It's a massive spiritual hazard. Pride blinds you. It makes you unable to see truth or opportunities for growth or real connection. So your inner story, that narrative you tell yourself, it shapes everything. And if it's unchecked, it can lead straight to destruction.
Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty stark picture of the human side of things. But then, switching from a tight close-up to a massive landscape shot, the psalm just pivots dramatically. It shifts from that portrayal to describing God's character. What's the feeling there?
Oh, the contrast is breathtaking. It's intentional. It says, thy mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds.
Huge scale.
Immense. Thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep. And then, O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. This isn't just pretty poetry. It's meant to be deeply comforting, but also awe-inspiring. It's saying God's character, mercy, faithfulness, righteousness, judgment is vast, dependable, unchanging.
Unlike human plans.
Exactly. It anchors your trust in something solid, something way bigger than human strength or reliability. Think about it. Mercy like the heavens, faithfulness like the clouds, righteousness like mountains, judgments like the deep ocean. It's the complete opposite of the self-deceived, unstable foundation we just saw. It offers a different reality to build on.
And it keeps going, right? It talks about the benefits, the refuge you find with God. It asks about putting trust under the shadow of thy wings. Such a protective image.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
Safety,
so.
closeness.
Yeah. And then this language of abundance. They shall be abundantly satisfied with the fatness of thy house. Thou shalt make them drink of the river of thy pleasures. It sounds like complete fulfillment.
It really does. And the house of God back then wasn't just, a temple. It meant provision, safety, peace, everything you needed. So this passage is showing that the deepest satisfaction, the kind that lasts, it comes from that spiritual connection.
Okay.
True joy, real safety, they aren't found in chasing fleeting things or just focusing on yourself. They're found in that close relationship where the fountain of life is, where the vitality comes from.
Yeah.
And that line, in thy light shall we see light, it's about clarity. Seeing things as they really are.
True perspective.
Exactly. You only get that true perspective, that wisdom, when you're looking through the lens of God's truth. It's a vision for truly flourishing.
Okay, so this is powerful stuff from thousands of years ago. How does it land for you today? How does this speak into our, crazy, fast, often chaotic modern lives?
Oh, it speaks volumes. Let's connect those dots. First, back to that starting point about the wicked. This psalm is a huge reminder that character still matters deeply. And that danger of unchecked self-perception, it's very real today.
Especially today, maybe.
Maybe. Think about it. We live in a world where sometimes deception or, sheer selfish ambition seems to win. We curate our lives online. We stick to our echo chambers. Psalm 36 holds up a mirror and says, wait, a lack of reverence for truth, for justice, for something beyond you, it hollows you out. It's a warning about how easily we can flatter ourselves into believing our own hype, our own spin. So the modern application is check your inner narrative. Be honest. Stay reflective. Stay humble. Ask, am I seeing reality or just the version I prefer?
That's challenging. And what about finding stability? That contrast between human failings and God's character seems relevant there too.
Absolutely. That's the next big takeaway. Build your foundation on what actually lasts. Our modern world,
Right.
it shifts constantly. Systems fail, markets dip, politics change, people let us down. If your security is tied only to those things, you're in for a rough ride. Anxiety becomes the norm.
Right. Constant uncertainty.
But Psalm 36 points to an alternative. Trust in the unchanging mercy, faithfulness, righteousness of God. It suggests that spiritual depth gives you this incredible resilience when everything else feels like it's crumbling. It's finding that anchor that holds firm no matter what.
That makes a lot of sense. And then there was that beautiful imagery of abundance, satisfaction in God's house. How does that translate?
Yeah, that points to the third application. Make space for real spiritual nourishment, not just chasing productivity or the next fleeting pleasure. Our culture pushes us constantly be busy, consume more, achieve more, get more likes.
Right. The hamster wheel.
Exactly. But the Psalm's picture being abundantly satisfied, drinking from the river of pleasures, it's about a different kind of fulfillment. This is deep joy, deep contentment, coming from an inner source, that connection to the fountain of life. So for us today, it's an invitation. Pause. Breathe. Find moments to rest and reconnect with God, with what truly satisfies the soul, not just the ego or the appetite.
So pulling it all together, Psalm 36 isn't just history or poetry. It feels like a practical guide.
It really is. This deep dive shows how anchoring ourselves in something as, well, vast and unchanging and good as God's character. It genuinely strengthens our trust, deepens our relationship with Him. It's about realizing where true resilience, real joy, real safety actually come from. Not from ourselves, not from the world systems, but from that divine source.
Yes, Psalm 36 draws such a clear line, doesn't it? Like a stark choice between living wrapped up in yourself or taking refuge in something infinitely greater. It feels like both a serious warning and a really comforting promise all at once.
It really does, and it reinforces that fundamental idea. What you revere, what or who holds that place of ultimate value for you, shapes everything. How you think, speak, act, and the promise is that true, lasting joy and safety, they come from walking closely with God, drawing from that infinite wellspring of light and life.
So as you go about your day, maybe consider this. In the different parts of your life, where are you choosing to build your foundation? On what will you rely when things get shaky?